Today I am going to show you how to make knitted scrunchies on a knitting machine. As I already learned how to do the simple stockinette, I have decided it is time to learn some new patterns to make more fun projects with my knitting machine. One of the simplest patterns from the instruction booklet that came with the knitting machine is the candy stripes, where you knit one row in one color, the second one in the other, and so on. You just have to use specific settings to knit in one row two colors at the same time. I still don't know how it is possible. Apparently it works, and I already tested it out. I made this fun colorful scrunchie out of some scrap yarn that I had laying around. So the pattern for the scrunchie is really simple. I'm going to knit like a long piece of fabric that I am then going to fold in half, shorter end with the shorter end, stitch it, and then fold the fabric again with the longer part and stitch it with a mattress stitch. For the main color, I'm going for this red. This one is actually 100% acrylic. As it is a scrunchie, it doesn't necessarily have to be like a high quality wool yarn. It was the only one that was in the color I was going for. I wanted to get something similar to this little scrap yarn that I had from my previous project, but I didn't find anything similar. And the other criterion was that the yarn is quite fine, so I can knit it together with this pink yarn. And this is Drops Flora. This time it's 100% wool. This one is 100% alpaca wool, I think. And I'm going to do stripes, pink stripes on red base. I forgot to mention it, but in this video I'm showing the settings on my machine. It is a PASAP automatic M201 from the 70s, if I'm not mistaken. I bought it secondhand, so if you want to make a scrunchie, you may have to check your user manual for the machine you're using. It may have slightly different settings. I started off by winding the yarn. This is an important step that makes further work a lot easier, because thanks to this the yarn can run freely. So I prepare the machine. I take out 42 needles, which by the way turned out to be too many, and I made the next scrunchie with 38 needles. I threaded the red yarn using the simplest E-wrap cast-on method, set the needles to work position, and made sure that all the hooks were open. Now the settings on the machine. I set the work to B, and the tension I set to 6.5, which also turned out to be too little, and later in the process I set it to 7.5. After the first row, I can change the settings to automatic and start knitting next 10 rows. So after completing 10 rows, I start the candy stripes pattern. To do this, I leave the settings on the machine untouched, so on automatic, I pull all the needles to the working position and make sure the latches are open. Then I can take my second yarn of choice for the stripes and place the end of the yarn on the open ends of the needles. I work the first row Here is our first row complete. Now I repeat the whole process 5 more times. Open latches, needles to the working position, put the pink yarn on the needles, and work the next row. So this is how it should look. With each row you work, there are 2 rows in 2 different colors, so pink underneath and red always on the top. We make 6 rows like that, and then immediately, without changing the settings, because we are already on the automatic, and without changing the positions of the needles, we move on to making 10 rows of stockinette with the red yarn. After 10 rows, we go back to our striped pattern and repeat this whole process a total of 8 times. So 10 rows in one color and 6 rows in 2 colors. The panel is finished. I have made a total of 128 rows, so I can take the work off the needles. To do this, I use the latch tool bind off method. This is how our work should look like. At this point, before sewing, you can block the material. However, I did not have much time and wanted to see the final project right away, so I went straight to the last step. I joined the shorter edges together with wrong sides facing and sew using a knitting needle and red yarn. After that, I join the longer edges, wrong sides together, and continue all around. At the end, I leave a small loop, prepare a piece of elastic about 25 cm long. For larger scrunchies of this type, I recommend using a wider elastic. Mine is about 1 cm wide. And using a safety pin, I pull it around and tie the ends. And voila, the scrunchie is ready. Just sew up the hole that we left and enjoy the finished project. We are done with the scrunchie. I used up all the skein, the leftover skein, and I started another one because yesterday I did second scrunchie using the same colors. I used the red for the stripes and the pink for the main base. It is a little smaller. This red yarn was thicker than the pink one, so this one is a lot flimsier and softer and squishier, and this one is a lot more structured. I think they turned out very festive. It is a great handmade gift idea for anyone who likes to accessorize, likes fashion, and in general likes these cute, aesthetically pleasing and not necessarily practical accessories and things. So that's it from me. I really hope you have enjoyed this knitted scrunchie tutorial, and if you did, please make sure to like this video and subscribe, or if you'd like, you can comment down below. And yeah, I hope to see you in the next video.